And since there is no wholesaler, it's at a price you can afford. Try it at Lowry Drug on Hartness Road in Statesville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Handley, with my friend Margi Kyle. Can you hear me, Margi?
No.
Now I can. Now we're loud and clear. Awesome. How are you? Happy Tuesday.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
You look well. I hear through the grapevine you survived your MRI.
I did. That was the noisiest thing I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had several MRIs over the years, but this was about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
And noisy.
Like
noisy.
a jackhammer, right?
Yeah, I just kept thinking, I'm on the beach, and it's warm, and I'm freezing, and it's loud, and there's no sand.
I'm in my happy place. That's good for you. And good results.
Yes, very good results.
Okay. How about the dizziness? Still hanging in there?
Yeah, I have to go to physical therapy, back to it.
Okay.
And work on. They did find a cyst up in here.
Okay.
And that could be causing part of it.
Okay.
But there's nothing they can do for it, so they can't remove it.
You know, they're only practicing medicine. They're just practicing.
And as long as it's not malignant or whatever, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you're saying you're not perfect.
I never have been.
Oh, Margi. You shine so bright. And speaking of shining,
oh my gosh.
This past Saturday at the Peninsula
I
Community
was
Foundation, you were lit up, girl. I got to tell you. So we had the Peninsula Community Foundation Havana
I hope
Nights.
Joe will put the picture up.
Yes, I do too, because it was kind of wild. You had borrowed one of the cigars from
Thank you, Joe
here.
Vagnone.
Yes, and burners, I think. And you had bejeweled it and lit it up. And I saw you as I came in the front door, all the way down the hall. I was like, there's Margi with her bejeweled cigar.
I thought, after I put all the diamonds around it and glued it, I thought, now how am I going to put this to the necklace?
Well,
and I thought twinkle lights.
You
I mean,
certainly
there's
made a
nothing-
statement.
Yeah. And somebody at the evening said, how do you turn those on and off? And I went, see?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? As long as you didn't catch on fire, you made quite the statement. And you know what? I've always said, leave them talking about you.
Well, if you can't hide whatever, decorate it.
There you go. There you go. Well, I think Havana Nights was a hard theme.
I didn't have a clue what to wear. That's why I thought, I got to do something with a cigar.
Well, what I was told is there's some show on TV now that's very much on trend called Palm Royale on Apple TV.
Okay.
And I think folks are really into it as a series to be watching, and this is sort of the theme of that. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think that's where they came up with
I guess I'm
that.
behind.
Yeah, me too.
But I bet nobody on that TV show came up with a cigar necklace.
No. I'm pretty sure you are a trendsetter and others follow, and you never know what accessory is going to come out of you. So, and I see you are wearing your Wonder Woman pin.
I am.
Yes, that
I
a
love
girl.
it.
That
I
a
love
girl.
it.
That is your superpower of the good that you do in this community. And so I want you to look down every day on that and say, you are a Wonder Woman.
Well, you know, you got to follow your heart.
Mm-hmm. And you have.
Yeah, totally.
You have. There's a lot of smiling children because of you, and I appreciate that about you.
Well, I think you take the bad in life. You know, when I was in the hospital for that 1 year with those 3 car accidents, I thought, if I was ever a designer, which I am,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do some really neat ceilings because that's all I could look at. I mean, I'm old enough that we didn't have TVs in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing, you didn't have a cell phone.
Right.
So you literally were strapped to the bed,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the ceiling. And then when my son broke his neck, he went through the same thing.
So you said, I'm going to do something about
I
this.
am, yeah.
God bless. God bless
Well-
your good idea, because you've impacted a lot of children's lives. And
But I
that's a
love
good
it.
thing.
There's nothing, you're having a bad day, go see a child.
I know. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of children, we welcomed home a grandmother and her 2 grandchildren last night to Hope House They've been living in their car since July.
Oh my gosh.
So
I can't even imagine.
I always text them the next morning after they moved in and said, how was your night? What was it like to sleep in a bed? And she said it took us a minute to feel like we could get comfortable and that we were okay to do this. And she's a lovely woman with 2 lovely children. And I get so excited on their first day at Hope House because I'm hopeful that at the end of their journey, it's going to be a turnaround story. So I'm excited for them.
I think you need to bring your families with their children to our storage unit. And as I said to the police officer one day, this is called selective shoplifting.
Uh-huh.
Take whatever you want.
Well, I might have, some of those people that want to bless us with gifts are start asking in October. And what they don't understand about transition is I could get someone on Christmas Eve. So it's hard for us. So I might take you up on that.
I hope you do.
Some of that. And it looks like the way things are going with our new builds, we might have another Christmas Eve move in, which I was trying to avoid.
I don't blame you.
We're down to flooring and lighting, and countertops are going in this week. So maybe I can get a hustle on it and get CO before then, but who knows?
Yeah.
Either way, it's all a gift. It's all a blessing to be doing what we're doing.
It is.
And speaking of blessing, I am so excited about our guests today. Talk about doing amazing, magical work in our community.
Yeah.
Our guests are doing that, and we want to celebrate what they're doing, and I hope our listeners who are listening will think of a way that they can reach out and support them. And as always, if anyone has any calls or questions they want to do, they can always call in.
Or owns a toy store that's trying to find a home for new toys.
Yes, 844-STUDIO-4. You can call in and we can get you connected with them. And I'm going to keep it a little surprise until we come back from break on who they are, but I think you're going to be excited to learn along with us on
We've had a long working relationship, and it's been a lot of fun.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. I think... just think of the impact of the years that you've been doing this, Margie. And do you know how many children? Do you know what your numbers are?
I could probably go back and figure it out. Yeah.
Roundabout, guess.
Well, we're now averaging between 100 and 500 children a month.
Wow.
That's a lot of children.
This family that moved in last night was our 403rd family in the 10 plus years that we've been doing this. So
yeah,
it's that's a big number.
Yeah, it is.
With a 100% success rate. So we're pretty proud of that. And
you should be very proud of that.
Equally as proud as the lives that you've touched with the work that you've done.
Yeah.
It makes me super glad to know you.
Well, we had a little gal come when the first one we had, and she wanted a laptop. So I went and bought her a laptop, and I stayed in touch with her off and on over the years. So it's been 16 years. She sent me a picture of her today.
Aww.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Aww.
And that's your thank you.
Absolutely.
That's your payment. It's everything.
Absolutely. That is
And
amazing.
I said to her, "Oh my gosh, Rena, you are the most beautiful young lady I've ever seen."
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the fact that she kept my email all those years.
Mm-hmm. That's a good news story and something we're celebrating.
Yes.
You're putting hope in the headlines. That's what we're doing today. When we come back from break, we're going to be introducing you to two amazing women who do a lot of hope every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Get ready.
Community Centered, presented by Macintosh Law with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a pretty mild start to the week around Lake Norman. We'll see some extra clouds today with the occasional patch of drizzle or a passing shower. Better chance for that, though, will come once we get into this evening. We'll keep those clouds around with a few passing showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for Wednesday, as our cold front makes its way through the area and big-time changes arriving for Thursday with cold and wind. Get ready. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Buy tickets at southernchristmasshow.com. Online tickets courtesy of Craft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway begins Friday. The Holiday Light Show features more than 5 million lights on a 4-mile course through the oval, pit road, and infield. The show also has drive-in movies on the gigantic Speedway TV. Speedway Christmas tickets and information are available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. The Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department will host a barbecue chicken fundraiser on Saturday from 1 p.m. until they're sold out. The event will be at Station 1, located at 501 Ruriton Park Road off Taylorsville Highway in Stony Point. The meal includes barbecue chicken, baked beans, slaw, roll, and dessert for $10 per plate and will be a drive-through event. The proceeds from the fundraiser will go towards projects for the fire department. For further information, call the Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department at 704-585-2519 and leave a message. Sunday Fun Day returns to Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius. U2 tribute band Rattle and Hum takes the stage at 4 p.m. for a free concert powered by Waves Entertainment. Grab your chairs, your dancing shoes, and your friends to enjoy cold brews and a fun outdoor concert by Rattle and Hum. We'll see you Sunday at Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius for Sunday Fun Day. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back, Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
Community Centered, presented by Macintosh Law, a staple in our community since 1997, returns now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back. I am so excited to share with you one of the top houses, not just in Charlotte, but all over, the Ronald McDonald House.
Mm-hmm.
And all the amazing things that you have done over the years. Vicki, I've known you for
13 years.
13 years.
Yes, ma'am.
When you opened the doors.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody said, you got to go to Ronald McDonald House.
May 9th, 2011.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a great friendship and partnership.
And we've had some wonderful kids there together.
We have. Absolutely.
I'll never
Can't do it
forget
without
the
you.
one little gal that was there was not supposed to make it. Her parents were there.
Yes. Gabby.
Gabby.
Yep.
And her last wish was that her parents get married.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
And they got married at her bedside.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great memory, Margie. Wow, you're
Oh,
going way back.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And
That's
we're
nice.
here with Kristin Young, and,
Yes.
we haven't worked together yet, and I'm looking
No.
forward to that.
I am too. I've been with the Ronald House for almost 6 years. I love my job. I go there every day, work in the house. I'm with the families and just getting to know them, getting to know, what we can do for them, that we can provide that comfort, that support, that hope that you even mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Ronald McDonald House does.
I
We're
know.
we're more than just, brick and mortar. It's the love, it's the hope, it's the care that these families get when they come to our building.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Tell us about the history.
Yes.
Sure. So, the original Ronald McDonald House, if you can believe it, is celebrating 50 years
Wow.
this year. So in 1974, a gentleman by the name of Fred Hill, him and his wife Fran, he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. And his little daughter Kim had leukemia. And Fred was doing the same thing as every other child.
What city was in?
This was in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yep, in Philadelphia. And he was going back and forth with his wife and Kim, his daughter, to CHOP, which is Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Yes.
And he was doing the same thing as other families did. He was a Philadelphia Eagles football player, but he was sleeping on the waiting room floor, eating out of the vending machine because he wanted to be close to Kim. And so, long story short, Fred and Fran were like, we have to do something for parents, for families who are taking care of their children. So he went over to his big boss at the Philadelphia Eagles, the co-owner at the time. Their granddaughter is actually on our board right now, which is awesome here in Charlotte.
That is beautiful.
I know.
Yep.
And
Full circle.
And they said, all right, let's approach, the CHOP and see what we can do. Well, this little spunky, amazing woman named of Dr. Audrey Evans, who was one of the first pediatric oncologists, said, I love this idea. And I've been eyeballing this house right next door to the hospital. Let's fundraise for it. And so the Eagles went to their biggest partner at the time, McDonald's, and they raised money through Shamrock Shakes. So you may still see that today through McDonald's. And so they raised the money, they purchased the house, and that's where it started. That's a lot of shakes. And we still sell them right here. Our McDonald's partners do. So that's where it started. And we're 50 years old as a global organization. There's over 365 houses worldwide, about 185 in the continental United States.
Yeah.
But our wonderful Charlotte house has been here for 13 years.
I know.
And we love it.
That is incredible. How many families can be in a house at a time?
So we have 28 total rooms in our house. It's 35,000 square feet. So we are always full. We are at 100% capacity as I speak to you today. We have over 20 families on the wait list. So we know that the need is growing. You ladies know that the need here in Charlotte is just growing. And our healthcare here in Charlotte is amazing. There's families coming from not only just North and South Carolina to get this amazing healthcare, but from around the world. As I speak to you today, we have a little girl from India and a little boy from Poland here in the house. I know. Can you believe it?
So what are the qualifications to stay at the house?
Great question. There's only a couple. So one, you have to have a child under the age of 22 being currently seen by a physician. Okay. So we have young adults. We have teens that are in the house. And the other qualification is you can't live within Mecklenburg County to stay at the house. So you are driving, a great distance. Yes. But then we even have our friends up in Iredale and Cabarrus and Rowan and Fort Mill, Rock Hill, all those counties who are coming to stay with us. So those families who are driving far away to make sure that their child is taken care of. And we just get a referral from their physician or their case manager. And then, and right now, as I mentioned, we do have that wait list. So sometimes it's a process to get the families in. But our family services team does an amazing job at seeing what are the family's needs, how long do they need to stay with us, because it doesn't matter how long they need to stay.
It's indefinite.
As long as they're receiving active care.
Feeling than to have a sick child.
Exactly. We say.
And to be alone.
Exactly. We say if you have a sick child, it's a sick family.
Oh, it is.
And so we take care of that family. We are housing those grandmas, those grandpas, those moms, those dads, those little siblings.
Yes.
Exactly. And so that's who you're taking care of. Yep.
Yeah. Hurt more than the child who's really sick.
They do. So we need to make sure that they're well taken care of.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm overwhelmed thinking about that. I mean, that is incredible.
It's such an amazing feeling to go and walk into that house. It really is.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So do you need volunteers? Do you staff it with, tell us all about that.
So it takes about 250 volunteers per month to help us run the house program. But we not only have this amazing house I just described, but we have a family room at Hemby Children's Hospital right uptown. We have.
And that's all new, isn't it?
It's all new.
Yeah.
So the house opened in 2011. Okay. Our family room opened in 2021. And then we launched our first Happy Wheels cart, those old kind of, you can picture a candy striper cart in 2022. Yes. And we have 4 of those rolling around right now. 1 at Levine Children's Emergency Department. Good. 2 at Hemby Children's, 1 in the Women's Center as well, because we need to take care of those mamas who just had those babies. And 1 at Jeff Gordon Children's Hospital up in Cabarrus County. And so we're so excited to expand to serving other counties as well.
Well, and Little Smiles can help you with that too.
Oh, thank you. Because you know what's rolling around on those carts, Margie?
Toys.
Yes.
All those little stuffed animals I took from you the last time.
I know.
They're on those
carts.
carts.
You didn't take enough.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
A happy wheel cart. I mean, I'm just thinking of the residential at Hope House, right? And some of the things that we have with community living and what that looks like. You must be a well-oiled machine to execute like meals and holidays and birthday, like all of that kind of stuff that goes into, living together with other
I could just go
people.
live in their pantry.
I bet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. I always say, just to joke around, it's like picture your house, but picture it on steroids. Like, so you have a huge. So our kitchen has 4 ovens, 4 stoves,
I know.
4 microwaves.
Yeah.
All these. We have dinner every single night. Even going back to what you were saying about volunteers, we have a community volunteers that come in every single night to cook a home cooked meal for these families, and it's amazing because our families. What we do is we take that burden off of them of worrying about where they're going to get their
That's
next
right.
meal,
Yeah.
where they're going to sleep, where they're
Yeah.
going to wash their clothes. They don't have to worry about that. They
Yeah.
just come to us, and all they have to do is make sure they're taking care of
I
their
think
loved
that is
one.
the biggest
How
gift.
about is there any like mental health support or social workers there
Definitely.
or?
So, and you probably have experienced this at Hope House too, and you've seen it in your work. Since COVID, we've seen an increase in, mental health, diagnosis, especially with families that are coming through.
Yes.
So I feel that a lot of people think about Ronald McDonald House, they think about kids with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, of course, oncology is one of our top diagnoses.
But that's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing. So we're seeing children that have mental health,
Yeah.
disorders coming in, and so we're open for anybody. And what's wonderful is we do try to do other outreach things to help your mental health status. Whether that's like you haven't had a haircut, like we have haircuts. You need your nails done. Don't look at mine now. I need them done. Don't look at mine now. You need your nails done. They'll be there. We have free manicures. So just those things that you don't have to worry about. We have a toy chest that Margi helps fill us. That not only do the kids who are the patient, but all the siblings get to unlock the toy chest and grab a toy. Because if you can imagine your brother or your sister who's in the hospital, but you get that Bluey doll and you're like, oh. Just everything washes away.
Suddenly everything's perfect in your world again.
Right, and don't forget pet therapy. We have pet therapy 4 nights a week, which is great
Very
for mental
cool.
health therapy
Okay,
as well. Yep. And then we've in the past had a pet therapy mini horse as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. She wore Build-A-Bear shoes. I
Yes,
thought
she
it was
did.
really cute. She didn't want to scratch our floor, so she clip-clopped in there. And
You should loan her out to your transitional shelters. Just saying.
Yes, we can help.
Yes, we will recommend.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
It just is mind-blowing to think about all of the different moving pieces and parts that you're making happen for an individual family and then multiple families all at
Yes,
once.
yeah.
It's I completely can relate to this, and getting families out of crisis, what that looks like and what that takes is a whole lot of hope. So when we come back from break, we're going to be talking about that, and maybe you can tell us ways that our listeners can get involved, or
Absolutely.
if we want to take a caller, 844 Studio 4, please call in. Vicky and Kristin are waiting to hear from you, and we are just blown away by the good work that you're doing, and
Thank you.
excited for more information when we come back from
Yep.
break.
Yep. Great house.
You're listening to Community Centered with Margi and Debbie.
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle. Coming up on 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a pretty mild start to the week around Lake Norman. We'll see some extra clouds today with the occasional patch of drizzle or a passing shower. Better chance for that, though, will come once we get into this evening. We'll keep those clouds around with a few passing showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for Wednesday, as our cold front makes its way through the area and big-time changes arriving for Thursday with cold and wind. Get ready, that's your forecast. the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Serving Lake Norman and the Charlotte area for over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted source to get you ready for a warm and cozy winter. Experience the feeling of Visit HornHVAC.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Move over Black Friday. Cyber Monday is coming for you. A new Bankrate survey finds 59% of U.S. adults plan to buy something on Cyber Monday. That's the Monday following Thanksgiving, surpassing the 53% who plan to shop on Black Friday. A Bankrate spokesman says Black Friday has been trending in more of an online direction in recent years. In an earlier survey, 42% of holiday shoppers said they plan to make most of their purchases online, compared with only 23% who anticipate doing most of their buying in person. Walmart is already seeing a solid start to the holiday season, reporting stronger than expected sales in its latest earnings report. And here's something new. The strong sales were driven by consumers from upper income households, those who earn $100,000 or more a year. Stocks are mixed. The Dow is down 0.25%, the S&P up 1/3, the Nasdaq up 0.9%. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Community Centered, proudly presented by McIntosh Law, continues now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my friend Margi Kyle, and we have fabulous women here from the Ronald McDonald House. And we were just talking at the break about some of the ways that we can encourage our listeners to get involved. And obviously the holidays are coming up, busy season for all of us. What are some ways that folks can get involved with holidays, or what's happening at the Ronald McDonald House with the holidays?
Well, the holidays are so magical around the Ronald McDonald House. We make sure that our families are well taken care of. So we have a holiday shop, which is downstairs right at our house. And
I know it well.
And
Yes.
Margie helps us with it. And so not only do we serve all the families that are staying at our house during that time, but we serve all the families who have a child at both Himby Children's and Levine Children's.
Yes.
So we'll have about between 220 and 250 families that come through in a 2-week period to shop for free for their entire family. So they get to pick out gifts, they get to pick out wrapping paper, or even if we can wrap them for you, our volunteers can. So people in the community, we love to have some donations. We have a donation list currently up on our website, rmhclt.org. rmhclt.org, and you can click on our Amazon wish list, and it goes directly to what we need for the holidays, which is great.
That is great.
Yeah, well, that makes it easy. How about volunteers, right? This is the time of year everybody wants to do something really good. And I think those people that haven't been able to get up to the mountains, that are, you know, still feeling the pain from the hurricane, are looking for local things that they can do. So how can they help?
Definitely. So they can volunteer at the holiday shop as well. So they can help families shop for these wonderful gifts. They can wrap presents. They can help families pick them out. But also, like I mentioned earlier, there's a meal every single night at the house, even on Christmas Day and Christmas evening, which I think there's already spoken for because we have wonderful volunteers. But they can sign up for a dinner. They can sign up to bake cookies. They can sign up to make casseroles that we can use later.
What's the youngest age you can volunteer there?
So to be an individual volunteer, unfortunately, you do have to be 18.
Okay.
But we do have, families that come and cook that you can bring your young preteens and your teenagers, just as long as you're supervised by your parents.
Wait, and I think that's so important for some kids that really need to see that there are children that are hurting and not as fortunate as they are.
I think so too. And I'm thinking also of, like, you know, because we do residential, what about like medical restrictions, like with RSV and COVID and still, do people need to be show proof of vaccination?
We don't have to show proof when volunteering, but we always encourage our volunteers and our staff too.
Yes.
If you are not feeling well, if you have a cough, we say just stay home.
Yeah.
We're that, just stay home to make sure that we keep our families who are very immune compromised, a lot of them, or even if the patient's not in the house, just for the mom and dad not to get sick. So we do ask, it is cold and flu season. I mean, I had something the other week,
She passed it around very
successfully. I know. So
Thank
I had
you
to
for
take
that, Kristin.
Oh my goodness, I had to take my emergency, but yeah. So we don't require any vaccinations. They do in the hospital though. So if you're looking to push your carts or go to the family room or anything like that, you do have to go through a training through the hospital.
Fabulous. Okay. And what about Santa? Does Santa come?
Yes. Do you want to talk about Santa, Vicky?
Santa comes for our tree lighting that is December 10th and reads our Elf on the Shelf to our families and visitors. So we encourage everybody in the community to join us at 5:30, right?
Correct.
5:30,
Yeah.
Tuesday, December 10th. Yes. And then, of course, Santa's big night, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, the
Santa
really big
visits
show.
he visits the Ronald McDonald house and takes care of every single one of our families and each child in our family.
So lovely.
Yes, and makes the magic happen.
That's incredible.
Yes.
So I'm thinking this got to take some finances to pull all of this amazing things that you're doing out there. What does your fundraising look like? What does it look like to donate? I know this is a time of year.
Yes.
We have Giving Tuesday coming up where a lot of folks are thinking, where can I get involved? Where can I make an impact in my community? How do they make that happen?
Definitely. I mean, with all our programs from the house to the family room to the carts, it does take a lot of money to run. Right now, this year, we have a $2.4 million budget. Thankfully, we've done a lot through the year, from events through different fundraising things, that we are approaching our goal, which is amazing. But just in general, as you know, most fundraising comes during this time period, and a lot of us do. So some of our friends that might be listening might be receiving a letter from my CEO in the couple of coming weeks about, giving back and what that means. But we take donations via online on our website. You can even buy a sweet tea from McDonald's and round up for Ronald McDonald
Round
House.
up. Okay.
Yes, so you can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like we said, we would take monetary donations, we take toy donations. It takes a lot to make sure that we serve 5,000 families this year. That's how many families we're going to serve, which is amazing. We're on track where, just last month it was, over close to almost 5,000. I'm thinking we might bridge that a little bit, but we're excited to make sure that those families, that their needs are met. And so money does help. It helps us buy those snacks. It helps us buy, if we need extra toys or we need extra chapstick or fuzzy socks or things like that. Like I mentioned earlier, our house is 35,000 square feet. It has a laundry room. It has, a full kitchen. It has a teen room, and all these things need power and electricity and everything to run. So we're so thankful for our amazing community. We have wonderful donors, wonderful support, but we always need more.
Absolutely. That's how we make hope happen, right?
Yeah, you can't do it without your generous Charlotte community.
Yeah,
you
you can't.
And the corporations in the Charlotte community.
Yeah. I think a lot of times when people are giving, they're thinking about the things, the items, right? But they forget about those operational dollars, which is keeping the lights on, buying the ink for the printer, all of those kind of things that we really need, that we would, light bulbs, we would have a really hard time fulfilling what we do without them. So how would someone make a donation if they were curious?
They can go right to our website, which is awesome, rmhclt.org. That's rmhclt.org. And click on the upper right-hand corner that says donate, and you can pick whatever you want to donate. I know.
You make it pretty easy.
Exactly. You can adopt a room. You can provide a night. I don't even care if you provide me $5, because you know what? Every penny counts, because it goes a long way.
It sure does.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Well, I'm thinking sometimes at Hope House we don't always have something for folks to do, but we can refer them to you to say, please visit our friends at the Ronald McDonald House. They're making hope happen too. So we'll try to put that on our website to make sure that we're directing folks that way too, to make an impact. So holiday, I mean, I'm just thinking about what a busy house that must be with.
But it's fun.
It is. Kristen, why don't you talk about the decorating?
I know. I knew you were going to say that.
Thinking about
I went a little crazy last year.
All 35,000 square feet was decorated.
Last year, I think we had 16 trees total. There's even one in the laundry room. We're just making sure that we're spreading that holiday spirit. So wreaths everywhere, and snowmen, and
and all of it donated.
All of it's donated.
All of the decorations are donated.
And it's beautiful. So like Vicky mentioned earlier about our tree lighting, it's a great time for the community to come in and not only see how beautiful the house is, but the house is so beautiful at the holidays.
It is. And everybody should take the time to go and visit.
I know. I hope I see a ton of people on December 10th, you know? I mean, do we get to see Santa?
So if someone is listening and they're saying, you know what, you've encouraged me, I'm really motivated now, what would be the best way for them to volunteer? Would they call you, Vicky, and say,
we do have a general mailbox that you can access on our website as well. And I manage that, and I will get them into the right hands for whatever their request is. Make a meal, bake cookies, be an individual volunteer. How do I donate? How do I partake in an event? And then I make sure that it gets to the right department and the right individual. So it's the easiest way. Yeah.
And they also can click on volunteer on our website and sign up for an interest meeting, which is awesome because you learn a little bit more about what the house does.
Well, I think once you're there, your mind just takes over.
You do. You're like, wow, this isn't clinical. Like I think a lot of people might think
and it's not sad and scary.
It's not.
No.
It is.
It's joy.
I know.
It's a home.
Exactly. I know Disney World is like the happiest place on earth, but I think Ronald McDonald House, like I was even talking to a family today who is from India, and they're here right now, and she is a little bitty girl that's only she started coming when she's 3, and now she's a kindergartner, and she's almost 6 years old, and the only place she knows in America really is Charlotte, and she calls it home, and she calls it Ronald McDonald House. So getting on an airplane for that is amazing.
That's awesome.
So I think you need to hold that thought and give a phone number when we come back too, so that people can call.
Got it.
Right. We'll be back shortly.
Community Centered, presented by Macintosh Law, with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a pretty mild start to the week around Lake Norman. We'll see some extra clouds today with the occasional patch of drizzle or a passing shower. Better chance for that, though, will come once we get into this evening. We'll keep those clouds around with a few passing showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for Wednesday, as our cold front makes its way through the area and big-time changes arriving for Thursday with cold and wind. Get ready. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts.
The Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Buy tickets at southernChristmasShow.com. Online tickets courtesy of Craft Body Scan.
The Southern Christmas Show.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway begins Friday. The Holiday Light Show features more than 5 million lights on a 4-mile course through the oval, pit road, and infield. The show also has drive-in movies on the gigantic Speedway TV. Speedway Christmas tickets and information are available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. The Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department will host a barbecue chicken fundraiser on Saturday from 1 p.m. until they're sold out. The event will be at Station 1, located at 501 Ruriton Park Road off Taylorsville Highway in Stony Point. The meal includes barbecue chicken, baked beans, slaw, roll, and dessert for $10 per plate and will be a drive-through event. The proceeds from the fundraiser will go towards projects for the fire department. For further information, call the Stony Point Volunteer Fire Department at 704-585-2519 and leave a message. Sunday Fun Day returns to Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius. U2 tribute band Rattle and Hum takes the stage at 4 p.m. for a free concert powered by Waves Entertainment. Grab your chairs, your dancing shoes, and your friends to enjoy cold brews and a fun outdoor concert by Rattle and Hum. We'll see you Sunday at Lost Worlds Brewing in Cornelius for Sunday Fun Day. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com. Don't miss it!
All community, all the time. Macintosh Law presents Community Centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. And I just wanted to start by saying no gift is too small. We were just talking about toothpaste, toothbrushes, creams, whatever. If somebody is out there and wants to figure out how to donate, just to call one of you or call the general mailbox.
Yep.
And that phone number is
704-335-1191. I know, sorry. So let me say it again. 704-335-1191. I just was going to say my phone number and everybody call me at first, But Margi, you're so right. I feel like, and I guess for the lack of a better word, I feel like everybody, this not the sexy items to donate, where really we need trash bags.
Oh.
We need 35-gallon trash bags.
39.
39.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry. Let me correct you.
Yes.
39.
39. She should, because she buys
them.
Because she buys
Everybody
them.
needs a Vicky in their
Oh yeah.
life.
Oh yeah.
Oh great, I know all about trash bags.
Yes. No, she does, because we go through so many trash bags. Because if you
I
can
bet you
imagine,
do.
and so it's those things that you're not thinking of, like the Tide Pods,
laundry detergent.
Yes.
Yes.
And we use Tide Pods because one, it's cleaner and it's easier for us to put them in a bucket and a family grab the Tide Pod and throw it in instead of just pouring all the liquid. And so because we want to make sure that laundry is free. We don't want, like I was just mentioning before the break, we have families from rural areas all over the world. And if you've been to Ronald McDonald House, we're right off of Moorhead Street, right across, we're in the heart of the city. And we don't want to send our families sometimes to Midtown to shop. They're nervous, they're intimidated, which I get. It's great because the hospital provides a free shuttle that can come and get them and bring them back and forth. But it's intimidating driving in Charlotte if you're not used to Charlotte
That's
traffic.
right. Yeah, it is. Well, you've got enough on your plate with not having to worry about how to get to the grocery store.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even, I think Vicky mentioned this a little earlier. So, even gift cards, even if you're just
Yeah.
shopping this holiday season and you pick up an extra gift card from the Harris Teeter, or you pick up an extra Visa card or something like that,
Yes.
we will take that because, like you said, like we were saying, we can make sure that these things are provided for our families.
Well, if their children are in the hospital, they need to eat.
Right.
And to do a few things too. So they do need cash. We give quite a few cash cards out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, and I want to throw this out there because it's something that they don't think about too. If you're listening in the area and maybe you have, a contacts that or something that's entertainment. Maybe there's things coming up in the holidays that, like the Nutcracker, anything like that. These families, they come from all over the place that they're not, let's give them a night out.
Tickets.
I think experiences is something big for our
That's right.
families. So
It
I just
is.
want to mention that. I
Yeah.
think that's something that, not we don't think about, it's wonderful when we work with our local sports partners or NASCAR or something like that to give our
Yeah.
families an experience. We had a little boy in our house that is 11 years old, and his sister was born premature, and he was there, still doing like homeschooling with his mom, making sure he's keeping up, but everything like that. But we asked him what he missed, and he said he missed his football this season.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have some amazing community members
do.
that helped us connect, and you got to see a football game this year.
Yes.
So there's just things like that he'll always remember. That he stayed at the Ronald McDonald House, and yes, his sister was really sick and she got well, but I don't think that's the first thing he's going to remember. I think he's going to remember that he got to go to a Panthers
football.
game.
Yeah, sure.
For real. Does Ronald ever make an appearance?
I was wondering
he
that.
does.
He does.
does.
So Ronald himself, he doesn't get there quite often, but he's come up for some parades and he's come up for some of our events. And if you drive by the house, you might see his friend of himself as a statue sitting on the bench outside.
Number one picture spot.
Exactly. So yeah, even and that's what I would like to say too. We are a house for our families and everything like that. But we, if you're in the community and you want to learn more, please reach out to me. I even email me. Email me. I'm Kristin, Kristin at rmhclt.org. Again, that's Kristin, Kristin at rmhclt.org. Email me. I'll give you a tour. I'll show you
Yeah.
around.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it's
it will.
amazing.
Change their life.
It will. It will.
It is
Absolutely.
life-changing. Yeah.
Thank you, Margie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Ronald is probably busy this time of year because isn't he in the Thanksgiving Day parade?
Yes, he's busy
I think
practicing.
he's busy.
Yes.
That he's got some stuff going on
Yes,
for sure.
he is.
but
He's shining up his
His
big,
big
red
red
shoe.
shoes.
I think that's what he's doing, right?
That's right.
Oh my goodness! I
Oh
think
my
who
gosh.
cannot relate to Ronald
I know.
McDonald?
I
mean,
know.
I thought of another way you can tell how they can give back. Why don't we talk
How?
about that Pop Tab program?
Oh, do you
Something
guys-
so simple.
I know. Well, so I know, people are, if you're drinking a soda, maybe you're having one of those fancy seltzers now, those little pop tabs.
Yeah.
They bring awareness to the Ronald McDonald House because maybe, Margie, you're drinking a little seltzer, at night, and I'm like, can I have your pop tab? And you'd be like, what, Kristin, why do you want my trash?
Yeah.
I get to tell you about the Ronald McDonald House. So I say, Margie, well, let me tell you about what the Ronald McDonald House does. But give me your pop tab first.
You got it.
So we have hundreds of groups, amazing groups, from Girl Scouts to Boy Scouts to community groups that collect pop tabs. And every time you pop a pop tab, you get to think about families. And sometimes people are like, well, how much money you make off of those? We recycle them with our amazing partner, United Scrap Metal, but it's really not about the money. It's
No.
just about talking.
That's right.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start that,
what a
it's-
clever
it is,
idea
yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I remember when I first started there. Do you remember Cole?
Yes, I sure do.
Oh,
Precious Cole.
and he had just gone through chemo or whatever. And I
Yep.
said, you know what? Tomorrow's Christmas. What do you want? He said, it is not Christmas. I said, it is to me.
That's right.
Oh.
Right.
And yeah, once a week I would come down
Yeah.
and meet with him.
He and his sweet mama, they stayed there.
Gosh, they were wonderful.
At the time, they were our longest standing
Yeah.
family of about
He wanted a
14
football.
months. Yeah.
That's what reminded
And
me
then
of
more
that.
recently, we had
Yeah.
somebody that just about inched that out, just a little bit from Virginia. But yeah,
And
cold.
what is the average day?
Right
Average
now?
day right now is
It's
about 20 nights,
Yeah.
which has gone up since COVID. We were about 14, 15 nights. But again, there's no. You can stay as long as you want. Vicky was mentioning a family that lives in Virginia,
Yeah.
and they stayed for 439 nights.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah,
And he was a huge Eagles fan.
Mhm.
And so our board member that has that tie gave him quite the Eagles experience. And I, as a gal from Philadelphia as well, made sure that we nurtured that. And she called him from the playoff game, FaceTimed him, brought him the swag. He was
But that
always
is
decked out.
the biggest gift you can give.
He taught her his victory dance. It was the most precious moment ever.
Yeah.
Just that joy right there.
That's right.
My favorite moment of little Zaire, when he was checking out, it was St. Patty's Day, so we had to celebrate with what, of course, Shamrock Shakes. And he was healthy. He had a stem cell transplant. He was growing. He was just excited. He was a little shy boy when he came in, 439 nights before that. And he looked up at me as he's dipping his donut in his Shamrock Shake, and he says, "Miss Kristin, I'm just almost famous." And I said, "You are, Zaire. You are famous." So that's what he's going to remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
That pain of having sickle cell anemia. I can't imagine being a 10-year-old, having that, and then leaving this strong 11-year-old boy who's ready to conquer the world.
I'm sure you have 100,000 stories.
I do. I could talk all day.
What's
about
great
all
is
of
he's come back and thriving.
But that's
thriving.
yeah,
Comes back. We get to see him from time to time. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
What a gift you are, both of you. And
Yeah,
in this
thank you.
season of gratitude and Thanksgiving, I just want to thank you for what you're doing and the impact that you're doing on so many families and so many lives in our community. It must feel really good to do the work that you do and to know that you are changing lives.
Yep.
Yep.
You're
It does.
transforming them. And I'm grateful for both of you, for sure.
Thank you.
Well, thank
you
you
for
for
having
let-
us.
yeah, thank you for
it's
letting
been an
us-
honor.
Yes,
It's
share
been
our
a delight.
story.
We want to make sure that our listeners know how to get a hold of you
Yes.
one more time.
Yes.
So
All right. You go to rmhclt.org. That's rmhclt.org. And you can find everything there. And, we would love to hear from you. Come volunteer, come donate, come visit, learn a little bit more. But I just thank you for letting us share this story. Like I said earlier, it's not a job. It's a passion.
No, well, you can
it's
tell.
a passion.
You can tell.
And I love it. And I love all the families, and I love you, Vicky.
I love you, Kristin. It's just a mission that is I'm so grateful to be able to support it.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have that as a job.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
You must
yeah.
sleep good at night.
Yep. And every day is different.
Oh, yeah.
Every day is different. Yeah, some good, some bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do experience both, but
Curious,
worth it.
what's the next closest house?
So there is one in Columbia, Winston-Salem, Greenville, South Carolina, and Greenville, North Carolina, Wake and Durham, and Roanoke, Virginia, Charleston. So there's a lot in this area. Augusta. And what's wonderful, it is a great network that we can call up.
I bet.
Yeah,
You
we
do.
could call up, whoever's me at the Winston House. Shout out to Mindy. Call her up and say, what do you have going on? What can we do differently? And so it's just fabulous network.
Compare notes
Beautiful community.
all the time.
Yeah,
all
Beautiful
the time.
community
Yeah.
of hope. Thank you again, ladies, for what you do and what you provide to our families. Margie, this has been delightful.
Oh.
I think that the
When I
timing
was
is
in
perfect
Toronto, I did a Ronald McDonald house as a designer.
Awesome.
how
And
cool
that
is
was
that?
fabulous.
Oh, we
Yeah.
must see those pictures.
I don't know where they are. They got ruined in a flood.
Oh, Margie.
Yeah, but I'll never forget it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again, ladies, for what you do. And again, I hope our listeners
Thank you for what you
have been
ladies do.
delighted. Oh, that you make it seem like nothing. I'm
No,
so
never,
blown
never
away
nothing.
by what you ladies do, and I'm going to come there to get happy too.
Oh, we would love it.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU